Hey everyone. It sure is dark and scary out here. It's not a full moon, it's about a third moon, if you can see that. So today, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to lock out these big flashlights because they can literally start a fire if you accidentally hit the wrong button. All right, this is low beam. High beam. So today we are out in the middle of the woods. Middle of the woods right now. Because I want to check out something I saw on Google Maps. And why are we doing it in the middle of the night? Just because I feel like it. I don't like waiting for anything. So we have this very, very rugged recreational trail. You can see it's probably heavily used. It's an ATV trail. And what I'm seeing here on Google Maps from where I just parked, it seems like it's probably only going to be a 5-minute walk. We're not going to waste the light right now. We'll have it on lower. But what you can hear in the distance is a whole ton of spring peeper tree frogs. It's a tiny little tan colored frog. It blends in perfectly with tree bark. They only get about the size of a quarter, full size. But sometimes there can literally be tens of thousands of them peeping at the same time. Huh. Wait a second. So the ATVs made a trail through here because over here is blocked off. These trees are just coincidental. They snapped in a storm. Yeah, the road's literally blocked right here. Alright, it's the end of the flashlight's unscrewing. That's a problem with these things sometimes. Yeah, look. There's big rocks right there. They literally have rocks going across the road. And is there a culvert here? I think there's actually maybe a... Is there a culvert? No. But look, there's a massive pile of rocks taller than me blocking this road going to an old gravel pit. So I saw this thing on maps, and I knew before I got here it wasn't a beaver lodge, but you know, from these satellite images, it kind of looks like a beaver lodge, doesn't it? It honestly does. I just want to kind of look at it because it looks really cool. It looks like a flooded gravel pit. Well, we just had the spring thaw. Wasn't too eventful. We didn't have too much snow. But it just melted, and we had a couple days of rain. A lot of the rivers around here, they're running kind of high. And this is a gravel pit. They probably had super big, heavy dump trucks, front loaders, machines running around for years, making it nice and compact, which means if it's shaped like a bowl, water can't get in or out of it. So this road that's now pretty tight, if it wasn't blocked, you'd still be able to fit a vehicle down it, but we can't. We had to squeeze through that ATV trail. We're walking down here on foot. I only think it's a 5-minute walk, 10 minutes tops. Maybe we'll even see some frogs in the puddles. There's so many frogs around me. They're pretty far away. We were out actually unclogging a culvert tonight that was being clogged by muskrats. I left my camera out there to film them because I didn't have the trail camera. All my trail cameras are out in the field. So we just left a regular camera out there while we sat in the truck for a while. Took 20 minutes. The muskrat showed back up, blocked it completely within 40 minutes. Then when I go out there to check on it, the tripod's laying down, the camera broke off it, and it's in the water. Thankfully, it's a waterproof camera. Nothing should be wrong. But I cannot tell if the muskrat knocked over the camera or if it was the wind. It was a little bit breezy. Maybe that knocked over the camera. Maybe it was the muskrat. I really don't know. In the footage, the muskrat never got out of the water once. The water's crystal clear. You just see a big whoosh of debris coming over. You can't barely see the muskrat because it's darker water. I mean, the bottom of the water is dark. It's crystal clear, honestly, but the muskrat's also brown. It blends in pretty good with the water. All you see is the pile of beige grass or tan-colored grass against the background is black. So all you see is the big pile of debris coming over and maybe the shimmer of its eyes. I didn't see it get out of the water once, so 50% chance. Did it knock over the camera? Or Was it the wind? We also gotta be careful. I saw a bunch of porcupines today. Sometimes they'll run away from you. Sometimes they'll stay on their ground and start walking towards you with their quills up. You gotta be careful, because they could be anywhere. This area always has porcupines. It's probably the most dangerous thing you're gonna see out here. And I don't think I could stun them. Like some animals, you could stun them, look. Boom. Even a human, you could use this on. How long do you think the gravel pit is? How far do you think we gotta walk still? Gonna keep it on low because this flashlight can run on low like this for hours and hours. If I kill this flashlight, I actually didn't bring another one, but I do have my phone. That's got a flashlight. It's not a terribly long walk. I just wanted to see this abandoned gravel pit. Saw it on Google Maps and it looked really cool. Look at this, was a full-on 2-lane wide road at one point before it started growing in. I want to know how far we are, so I think I'm gonna... Wait a minute. Oh, we're just about here. Look at that screenshot I just took when I looked at the map. Yeah, we're just about here. Kind of scary out here at night. It's not a bad night. It's about 60 degrees, pretty good. Is this a pile? Are we here? I see a trail going up and I see a trail staying flat. Maybe we'll get a good view into the pit. Hopefully there's no one camping in here because I see very fresh ATV tracks and it rained earlier. I don't know what that is. Look at that. What's that? Got wood holding up a bunch of rocks. What are we gonna see up here? Are we gonna see anything? How old are those pictures? We have quite the maze of ATV trails. Okay, let's light it up. Yeah, this is an ATVer's dream. Look at this, all these ramps, curves. I'm not really seeing anything. Where are those piles that look like massive beaver lodges? Okay, we got some jumps over here. Up there in the corner, it's got a nice ramp. It's like a racetrack. Shut the big light off for a minute, because that'll only run on that super high setting for like 20 minutes at a time. Don't want to burn it up. Don't know what else we're gonna see out here. It might be a little colder than it says. It's always colder in the woods than where their temperature reading stations are, usually in the nearby cities. Could this be the beaver lodge looking thing? Could it have not been a pile? Could it have been a... Are we out here looking for a bush? Let me confirm. Let's see if we're standing in it when I look on Google Maps right now. Wait a second. No, look where I'm standing. We went beyond it. I don't think it's flooded anymore. Maybe that satellite image was taken after a really heavy rainstorm or right after the spring thaw while the ground was still frozen. I gotta look at that again. I didn't even take notice if that overhead image is from the summer or the winter. Now we're gonna come over here because this island with this big tree might be it. And that means it was in the winter. That means it was definitely in the winter if this is what we were seeing. Is it this big island here? Well, I'm gonna go ahead, stand right over here. Let's look at the map again. I sent myself on a wild goose chase. Yep, we came out here just looking for a big aspen tree, or a really big triple aspen tree with a couple little ones around it. Oh, that's embarrassing. But it seriously looked like a beaver swamp, but it's a wild goose chase. It's just something I saw in the middle of the night, so I just had to drive out here and look at it. It's really late at night. And the other thing is that little island over there. Right? Is that correct? You see it's got like this nice ramp over here. So I guess maybe it's not even a gravel pit. I don't even know what this is in the woods. I don't even know what this is, honestly, but it's blocked off. Maybe it could have flooded. You see this border around here? This looks like it could potentially hold water, but it may have just been the color of the gravel with a bunch of muddy holes. So let's see if this is the other one. Yep, how embarrassing. One of the biggest things that drove me out here today was it's frog season. I honestly thought if there's a big flooded area here, there's probably going to be a lot of frogs at it this time of year. It's their mating season for wood frogs, tree frogs, gray and peepers, both of those tree frogs. But nope, we come out here and it's just 2 islands of trees and the right colored gravel to look like water on a blurry Google map. How embarrassing. See some dirt bike tracks too. Not heavily used, but it rained all weekend. It's a weekday. I bet there's gonna be a lot more tracks here tomorrow, Saturday, because finally it's a nice, dry, sunny weekend. All the kids will be out here. A place like this. Someone drove an ATV through here since it stopped raining. I bet you the end of the road, they blocked that off to stop the kids from coming out here and having fun. I don't know why. You look it up online. This is now public land, former railroad property. Maybe it was a gravel pit for the railroad, but I don't think this is flat enough for the railroad, but where we started walking, where we just parked, that's a railroad grade. This might be flat enough for a train to come up here. Maybe. Maybe this was an entire train line, because this does go through very, very far. Honestly, yeah, I think this is a railroad track. I think this is an old railroad track. Yep, I think this is a railroad track. Pretty cool explorer. Definitely not what we expected. I think this was a railroad track going up to some gravel pit. Who knows? Maybe it wasn't even a gravel pit. It's a gravel lot right now. Not even a pit. Sometimes you just see something on Google Maps and you get the urge. You gotta go figure out what it is. So, yep, a bunch of ATVs made their own trail through the woods after somebody tried to block it off. And honestly, I don't even know why they blocked it off. Where we park, that's in literally an old railroad grade, open to the public for ATVs, off-road enthusiasts. You can ride a bicycle, you can hike it, you can drive it with your regular car for access to multiple rivers and swimming holes. They don't care what you use it for, really. But yet they blocked this off. Some kid probably got hurt somehow at that spot, so they blocked it off for no reason. Pretty stupid. I don't think the government realizes what an ATV and a dirt bike is intended for. Of course they're gonna find another way through the woods. You could block it off a dozen more times. Someone's always gonna find another way to get through the woods. That's how it is. Every single time someone's just gonna find another way around. I hear frogs right now because there's a bunch of swampy area down here at the beginning of where we parked, but not up there. Still a fun adventure. Middle of the night. We're deep enough in the woods you can't really hear traffic. I think you can way in the distance hear something, but mostly frogs, quietness, not even windy. I like it. Gotta keep the camera running until I get back to the truck because the camera's how you keep Bigfoot away. Bigfoot is very rarely ever caught on camera. Bigfoot only shows up if you have a No camera with you. You see what I keep doing? The end of this flashlight, it keeps unscrewing. It's a flaw in the design. Why the end of it right here? You unscrew that because that's where the charging port is. Why couldn't they have just made the charging port on the side or something? It's not waterproof. Why couldn't they have had the bracket connecting to something that's solid that can't unscrew? There's so many occasions I could have accidentally dropped this super expensive flashlight into water or completely outright lost it. I don't know why they have it put together the way they do. It should be connected to something else that cannot come off. And you see how I have a keychain loop? The metal quality is not even great. There was a little bit of strain on that and it literally snapped because they made it out of a metal that is, what's the word for it? Well, it's super brittle. It doesn't bend, it snaps. They shouldn't have built it out of something like that. They should have made it out of something that's a little in between, that at least has some kind of play. Because the people who buy these are people that go urban exploring and go in caves and things. Of course they're gonna, you know, have issues like that. But we made back to the truck. Yeah, look at this rugged terrain the ATVs went through. I bet this started as trees. Someone just probably took a chainsaw through here. It only probably took them a little bit of time and they made a nice new path. But thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. We're back to the main railroad grade that is still open for ATVs. Oh, someone's coming right now. Another ATV or someone. We'll put you in the windshield for a minute and see who that is. This is burning hot. I can't put that down right now. Never mind. That guy turned around. The guy didn't even come out in this far. I don't know why. It's not an ATV, it's another truck, but oh well. We're done here for the night.